Just 1 second. I got you. I'm flying in. I'm coming in hot. Flying in to save the day. Got these freaking trap rockets. So I'm flying in. Looks like someone needs to make some sense of all this. I'm seeing the whole community come crashing down. The whole sugar diet community is in flames. Because Cole Robinson, the guy that blew this shit up, put it on the map, is he's changing his tune, or at least that's the perception. Changing the message, or at least that's the perception. Betraying all of his sugar diet followers by calling it, you like those trap rockets? You like that intro? Now he's calling it the low-fat diet. He's calling it the low-fat diet. He's saying, I was never big on FGF21. I was never big on it being magic. The reason this whole thing works is because it's a low-fat diet, you dumb motherfucker. He's pissed. He's mad at the masses for hearing what? I can just drink soda and honey all day and lose weight. Awesome. And what happens on YouTube versus what happens in real conversations on the phone or in person are definitely different things. If he's having conversations with people on a daily basis and they're going, hey, so my fridge is just stacked with 2-liter sodas. It looks like a damn aisle at the grocery store. I got Sprites. I got Sunkist. I got some Coca-Cola. And I got my thing of honey. I should be good to go, right? I can only imagine after having enough of those conversations, he goes, this ain't working anymore. I might have to spell it out even more. I might have to spell it out why this actually works. I gave them too much free reign. I gave the masses too much free reign to go completely insane. I totally understand where he's coming from. If he's having dialogues like that, back to back to back, could he take a little more accountability? That's fair to say. I mean, I did not even consider drinking soda on this plan until he's like, you can lose weight having fucking pop. Fucking soda. Fucking fat fucking pig. And I'm like, cool. I got a case of Coca-Cola in my pantry right now. I've been drinking a daily soda, not going crazy, 16.9 ounce soda every day, just because it's like, hey, this is a cool, fun way to get in my sugar. I'm on the sugar diet, right? I would not have even considered that if I didn't see him drinking soda, talking about how easy it is to get ripped as fuck, drinking pop. Could he take some responsibility for that? And then he's talking about the jam. I have this epic big jar of strawberry jam, as good as fuck, from Costco. I open that bitch every day and just spoon right in it. 3 or 4 of them back to back. Close it up, back in the fridge. I wouldn't have done that if he wasn't like, fucking jar of jam. Just have a jar of jam, you fat fucking pig. So even me, being a coach, being a trainer, being very in the know with nutrition, he has had an influence on me to have some like non-whole food sources of calories. So I can only imagine someone who maybe doesn't have as much common sense, I guess we'll say. That's his issue. Someone that is looking for the radical shortcuts. Wait, I get to be as stupid as possible and still get a stupendous result. That sounds like a win-win. It makes sense to me why he's changing his tune. The mass triggering that's happening online is kind of crazy. And you know what? The magic of the sugar diet being that it's a low-fat plan Guess who realized that within the first fucking week? My fucking ass. It was obvious. But, and again, just to give a little pushback, him and many others were very against tracking calories and macros. I've been tracking everything every day to make this a true scientific experiment. I got receipts, I got data, I got people on some Instagram threads losing their fucking mind like, you didn't lose weight eating that many calories, it's impossible, there's no way. I'm like, sorry son, I got receipts with the dates. Been tracking everything in MyFitnessPal. I got receipts. But as I'm tracking those first few weeks, originally my goal was to have the fats around 30 or less. What I found was fat became not tempting at all. Even now, it's not tempting. I don't feel a craving for whole milk, for peanut butter, for the fattier meats, even, which those have been my favorite things for the last few years. I've had peanut butter every day. I've had a half a pound, if not a whole pound of ground beef every single day for years. A little bit of cheese, whole milk every single day, 3 to 4 eggs every single day. I have enjoyed fatty foods. Again, while still tracking, I'm always tracking. I'm always going to track. You can't beat being more precise. You can't get more precise of a result by being less precise. So I like tracking. But the whole point is, I've been enjoying these fatty foods, completely remove them, and what do I find? I don't have a desire for them. Because I feel so good on the high carbs, I feel so good on the sugar, I don't want the fat to slow me down. I don't want it to blunt the experience I'm having, the crazy energy I'm having. But yes, the magic of the plan being that it's low fat, that became very obvious to me within the first week. Because, like I was starting to say, let's try and keep this rant to a minimum, or at least not get too spread out on the topics. Originally, I go, hey, I'll have 30 grams or less. What did I find? 10 grams was plenty. 5 grams was plenty. Many, many, many days on this plan, I have had 5 to 10 grams of fat, and I feel great that day. I feel great the next day. And the weight's just fallen off. The fat is melting off. Go back to one of my first videos where I do a physique check. I'm not crazy fucking ripped yet, but for sure the abs are more visible than they were that very first video, which was not that long ago. It was very obvious to me that low fat was the magic. Now, I've experimented with sugar fasting days where I go sugar front to back the entire day. And then I've done sugar fasting days where for dinner I'll have rice, more of a Dorian Rider protocol. Which protocol has the fat fall off the fastest? It is the pure sugar days. It is. It is a bigger drop on the scale every single time. In fact, I had one sugar fast day right after bragging that, you guys, it's looking like it's mostly calories in, calories out. Whether you have rice and potatoes or get it all from fruit, I don't think it matters that much. I had just made that video, and then I go do a sugar fast day, have a good bit of rice for dinner, and the next day I was up in weight, and I was like, oh shit, did I speak too soon? And since then, because my goal is to get this radical transformation in somewhat of a rapid rate. I'm not doing anything crazy. I'm certainly tracking all my lists. I'm tracking all this shit. I'm being scientific as a motherfucker with this thing. I'm tracking all this shit. But in the interest of getting ripped with a really cool timeline, like, hey, I got ripped as fuck in 8 weeks. I lost fucking 18 to 20 pounds in 8 weeks. That's loosely my goal. I'm like, well, let's just, if we're doing a sugar day, let's stick to it and rock it out and get these rapid drops in fat. He's downplaying the FGF21 thing. I think there's something to it. Like on the sugar days, I'll have a ton of sugar. I feel the need to move a lot, so I move a lot. I'm hungry again in like 2 or 3 hours. So then I have more sugar, and then I have more energy. So I go do a lot, I go move a lot, and then I'm hungry again. I feel that wouldn't happen as much if I was on more rice, more potatoes. I do think there is something magical. There is an extra bump in this whole process if you go pure sugar. But again, my pure sugar day is an epic smoothie with a ton of spinach, bananas, beets, strawberries, OJ as the liquid. What else do I have? My lunch has been a jar of peaches. I'll do blueberries and blackberries, supercent and bites of that with spoonfuls of honey. I don't know why, for whatever reason, the honey over the fruit is just like weird to me. When I go to bite it, I'm like, it seems stupid. So I like having a few handfuls or spoonfuls of fruit, and then I'll hit a spoon of honey between. I've had a daily soda, so that's been my wacky thing. I've had like a Coke or a Sprite every day. And then the jam, the strawberry jam, which is killer, and it is like real strawberries in there, so even that's still like a whole food thing. I'll have a lot of that. But if he's having people that are doing nothing but honey and soda for days and days and days, and they're running into negatives, or he's just looking ahead being like, you're gonna run into some negatives or you're fucking up your teeth, I think this switch to, hey, let's just call it what it really is, a low-fat diet, I think is perfect. I think it's perfect. Could you take a little more accountability for leading some people down an extreme route and almost saying, like, people always want to be extreme. Cole, you're an extreme-ass motherfucker. You've been an extreme-ass motherfucker for years. I think you were drinking your own piss at one point. You took the prolonged fasting way to the extreme. You'd be sitting in the sauna as long as possible while being on like day 5 and 6 of not eating. You are an extreme ass motherfucker, and I love it. I love that shit. I'm extreme too. So to say people took it too far and I never wanted that, yeah, he could take some responsibility for that. He could own that a little bit. But in the interest of getting people radical transformations, extreme fat loss, while being in a more whole food, sustainable, logical process, I think the low fat switch makes perfect sense. Don't eat fat until you're not fat. How easy is that to follow? Don't eat fat until you're not fat. Let's for a second forget about the sugar diet completely. Let's forget about everything we've heard about the sugar diet. How many people would lose so much weight, lose so much fat, feel so much better if their one fucking rule to follow was don't eat fat until you're not fat, and when it comes to carbohydrates and proteins, do whatever you want. Have as much rice, as much potatoes, as much meat, chicken, lean fish, obviously. An argument could be made that that's even more straightforward than the sugar diet, that it's even more simple. Now, as I'm saying that, because this whole thing is people taking things too far, being too crazy, I do think it would be easier to not lose weight given that protocol versus the original sugar diet protocol. I think there is something special about the sugar. I do. Someone doing more smoothies, more fruit, more honey, more maple syrup, I do think they're going to lose more weight than someone that goes, hey, I have as much rice, potatoes, pasta as I want. I have chicken and fish all day. I'm not even measuring the shit out and I'm losing weight. Out of those two camps, I do think the sugar crew is going to lose more weight. But the extreme that this person would be on would be maybe they have too many calories. Maybe they eat too much rice and they don't lose as much weight. But they're probably still going to lose weight. The extreme that the sugar people can go in is where they're not having fruit. They're not having a good micronutrient flow coming in on a regular basis. They're just hitting candy and sugar and all the wacky shit. To me, it's just common sense. Like, I resisted having candy for the first few weeks because I was like, that just sounds so stupid. Like, I'm not going to go out of my way to have candy. And there was one day we were at like the World Market, and most candy has so much bullshit, dyes, food coloring, like stuff that I just do not fuck with. And there was this cool like foreign candy, these gummies. Wow, my teeth are like responding just to me remembering eating this shit. My gums are like, don't do that again. It was pretty clean and it was really high calories. So I was like, cool, I'll have this for dinner. That's the one thing of candy I've had since starting this 5 or 6 weeks ago. To me, it's very common sense. Yeah, don't just eat fucking candy. That's fucking stupid. Don't just drink soda. That's fucking stupid. But even then, to people that are doing that, I guarantee you are losing crazy weight. But a good thing to consider in this whole conversation is, how are we setting people up for success when it's done, meaning when they've reached their goal weight? If someone reaches their goal weight through drinking soda and eating candy, and they go, what do I do next? Do I keep doing this? Do I go back to normal? Do I blend them? Like, I think that's going to leave him more high and dry than his new low-fat protocol, which is, hey, vegetables are great, fruit's great, lean meat's great, plain carbs is great, rice, potatoes, pasta. I think that's definitely setting someone up for success more long term. But let me know what you think. I think the flack he's getting is a little overkill. It's a little crazy. All these people that have been calling bullshit on his process the whole time. See, I knew it. I told you. He's a charlatan. He's a fad diet fanatic. He's got to change it again. He's lost his mind. He's schizophrenic. I think it's a little bit of an overreaction. It's a little overkill. I still fucks with him. He's hilarious. Even if the whole thing was trolling, which I guess he's kind of saying. He's like, yes, I've been trolling you. Like, that's fucking funny to me. It's not ruining my world or my life, but people are losing their mind. Common sense. Do what gets you the result. I mean, that was his thing early on. Results are, that's the be all end all. Is it working? Is it working? How are you feeling? How are you feeling? I guarantee you, someone doing pure soda and candy versus what I'm doing, they don't feel as good as me. They're not as hippity hoppity as me. They're not having as good workouts as me because I'm getting in a ton of greens, a ton of fruit. I'm breaking up the sugar protocol with lean meats and rice every other day, or sometimes every night. They're like, if I'm tracking good, I'm like, I don't really need to bust out a sugar fast. I'll have meat and rice tonight. Like, I'm tracking good. Common sense is always going to be necessary. In any protocol you're following, you're always going to need a little bit of common sense and good judgment. I'm personally still absolutely in love with this protocol. It's completely changed my life way beyond the scale, way beyond just my performance in the gym. It's having a profound effect on my fucking brain, on my quality of life, on my clarity, on my thinking. I have more videos coming out about those topics later in the month, in the next few weeks. Let me know where you're at with all this. Has he just crushed your soul now that he's switching names? Or are you like, it's really not that big of a deal? Talk to me in the comments if you need coaching beyond just this sugar diet stuff. If you want to get freaky fucking jacked in the gym, get the best results you ever had, strongest you've ever been, most elite athletic feats you've ever had, fill out the form in the comments, in the description. I'll get you right. I hope that helped, and I'll talk to you soon.